now. I was hoping to go to the library. I'm in Sarasota to check on my boat. I was hoping to be at the library, but the library is closed on Sunday. So I know some of these videos are not very good. Sound quality is not good. A lot of interference with traffic noise and so forth. As you can see, I'm not very much experienced with this. Okay. Okay. I'm in Sarasota right now. I was hoping to go to the library. I'm in Sarasota to check on my boat. I was hoping to be at the library, but the library is closed on Sunday. So I know some of these videos are not very good. Sound quality is not good. A lot of interference with traffic noise and so forth. As you can see, I'm not very much experienced with this. Okay. I got my life is that I've told people things about my life, and I've had quite a few people tell me, boy, makes me feel like I don't have things so bad after all. Maybe I'll use the things in my life for a suicide prevention program. Once people hear about all the things that I've gone through in life, they won't feel so bad about what they've had to experience in life. Okay. I'm using some notes right now. Videos so far have been completely honest, except for missing a few details, getting a couple of details mixed up. But I've been trying to be completely honest with everything that I've done, everything that I've said. Everything that I've said, except for one video where I have purposely lied about something on there. Hopefully to see, as a test, people can see how maybe my facial expressions change or what have you when I'm telling the truth. Of course, as I've spoken before, none of the lies, nothing. I will be completely honest with all this. In regards to my relationship with my children, relationship with their mother, be honest in regards to everything that happened, and in regards to my children, and what happened after their mother left Orlando, Florida, and everything, children, their mother, and Children Protection Services, Child and Family Services, all I'll be completely honest with. Eventually, I will get to the present time. The video will cover up to the time now and the day that I'm actually making the present day video. Okay, once again, in regards to the relationship between myself, my children's mother, not my wife, but the children's mother, she used to be my wife, my first wife. I'm gonna apostle, but because there are a lot of unique peculiarities to the relationship, I will not be able to be as topical as I would like to be, as I would wish this to be. What kind of a very analytical person, critical natured person, that's true. But I believe I'm probably more honest than most people. I believe in dealing with honesty and to be fair with people. I don't believe I'm as prejudiced as many people are. Okay. I believe in there's a thing about we need to discuss, and that is, I'm quite of my life, I believe, being mostly an honest person, obviously dealing with people fairly. I believe it's human nature that we tend to see people the same way we are, to a great extent, we tend to believe that. We keep getting evidence and we getting hit ahead by things telling us that no, that's not true. People are different. They're not like that. But we still kind of navigate back to how we are, and that's a human nature thing. There are people that are worse than I am, many people that are worse than I am, and many people that are better than I am. I believe that. I believe that there's many people, just as I see them as myself, they look upon others much in the way that they are themselves, and mental imperfection of being too selfish, too greedy, too honest in life, just looking out for themselves, and they tend to like that, and so they continue in that kind of behavior. And for us people that try to be honest, we still have such a difficult time comprehending how other people can be so criminal-minded and dishonest. There are people that have this mental inclination, imperfection actually, which drives them to be better than others, to be richer than others, to have more than others. And us Americans, we often call this success, and we reward such as hard work. When actually what it is a lot of people serve a lot of other people, using a lot of other people as their stepstones and other people to the side. It's an imperfection, mental imperfection. I am trying to make these videos as natural as possible and unrehearsed. As I'm looking at my... Then, after this, to cover any things that I think that are important and shouldn't be left out. One thing I want to mention, speak about, once again, talking about the characteristics of different. There are people that I think have like two different faces. Two different niche of friends which they feel it's important to have. They are very naturally, and well, this was great on this one side. It's commendable. Yet on the other side, in regards to others people, they are dishonest and conniving. Will just step all over them. And something. Let's look at the different natures of people. We look at, and I think a lot of us tend to look at the Oriental, Chinese, Japanese people as a very positive way because they're very successful. We see them as very intelligent. They seem to be more intelligent than most of us white Americans. Okay. In ways some of the Chinese people and the Oriental people discipline their children very, very harshly. This is a known fact. Then they try to discipline my children. Yet, these people all over the world, have the privilege of raising their children, having children, and having children a part of their life, a part of their family. Okay. Yeah. Practically, no matter what they do in their lives, rapes, what have you, they have that privilege. Yet in the United States, we've had this new psychological theory of workers and so-called doctors of psychology and doctorates, people that have doctorates in clinical sociology or what have you, which are trying to force people to believe that certain kinds of discipline is just total abuse. Is total abuse. It's abusive. And many parents have unlawfully lost their children due to the belief by kind of discipline is totally wrong. Okay, James Dobson, a very well-respected person who has written many books on discipline. I believe much like he does. I've read of this and I believe he does on discipline. Once again, I want to say Personally, I did spank quite a bit. I spanked quite a bit. Okay, I mean, it was kind of natural and amongst people spanked our children. Okay, Gina, there was never an occasion to spank. Okay, I never spanked Gina. Okay, yet I've been accused of spanking her, and it's so-called proof of me being very abusive to my children. There is no, because I never was so abusive to my children like that. But let's go back to funny videos. Let's see, about the age of 20, going back in Texas. So my brother Dwight came over to work with me. We had a little discussion of him not cleaning the mud pan like I thought he should. He was being too slow, of all things. And I got on to him about that. I do believe it was, if I remember right, I was back in the house working while he was outside, and Dwight disappeared. He just, imagine how he was feeling when he left. I heard he was in Houston, Texas, and got a car, driver's license, and drove to Florida. Not too long ago after that, this was after I had made one trip to Gainesville, and I was back at Corpus Christi, and I had in the congregation in Gainesville, Florida. Florida. Not too long after he left, I don't know, maybe a year and a half, I got a call that he was killed riding a bicycle. He was killed about 12 o'clock at night. A truck hit him. Very late at night, he was riding a bicycle. So I drove to Corpus Christi to the funeral. Stayed with the McWrights, which I had met and become there before. Really admired the McWrights like that. They became like a family to me. My mom came up to Gainesville and stayed with the McWrights during for the also. Then I went back to Corpus Christi, Texas. Now, my first visit to Gainesville, Florida from Corpus Christi, going back to Gainesville, Florida to serve where the need was greater and to be closer to my, my mom lived in Orlando, so I made visits in Orlando and visited some congregations here and was meant to be helpful and, this and that. And went back, but stayed in Gainesville, try to be a pioneer, try to make some improvements in my spiritual goals and ministry. From Indiana, and we had a discussion, and I expected she was going to come down, stay with some friends, and we could just have, just on a more casual basis, less tense basis, just know each other. But her parents, and I guess maybe she had different ideas. They were coming down, and anyway. Peculiar thing happened that scared me in regards to Carolyn, and I broke off the engagement. The elder congregation were not happy with that. I was really being critical. One person told me maybe I might be disfellowshipped for breaking off the engagement. And one of the elders was in my apartment and noticed a Beach Boys album cover, and where there was in a bikini, and that was brought up. Anyway, it was really for me in Gainesville, Florida. I had a nice friend there, Harley Wagon Seller, and I introduced him to a lady in which he married, and I believe they're, as far as I know, they're still husband and time now in High Springs. Anyway, so things were really looking bad for me in Gainesville. I did have a roommate for a while, in which I kicked out because he was reading a Steven Spielberg novel, and I didn't think that was good. Let's see. So I moved back to Texas, Corpus Christi, Texas. My black brother there, I believe it was, for a month or so until I got myself on my feet. Then my brother died and I went back to Gainesville, Florida. Then after that, I was back on my way. After that, I was back to Texas. I had my Datsun Toyota pickup truck I was driving. And on the way to Florida, I was driving through Milton and my truck broke down. I did not check level, and I had to have the engine rebuilt. So I stayed there for a week. Washed my clothes in the river one day, and a couple days with some witnesses there for a couple days, and went to an congregation there in Milton. Then I was on my, as I'm driving along, I passed this guy walking on the road. Older guy, looking, long hair, and just straggly older guy. I think I had passed him before. Anyway, so I picked him up. A few hundred miles until I was going to see. And I actually had him stay in a motel room with me one night, and I was hoping he was going to clean out, but anyway, so in the morning we left and carried on, traveled a little further down the road toward Texas, and I have a little bit of a nightlife, you know. I wanted to do some sightseeing and just have a little bit of a nightlife. So I'm going to turn off here, and I'm going to let you off. So I let him off, and went and sat down and had a drink, maybe a little bit, and just kind of relaxed a little bit. Looked at the ladies. It wasn't a nudist place or any topless place or anything like that. It was just a kind of a quaint little lounge. And I was back on my way to Texas, and I didn't see him after that, so I got picked up. And so I went back to Texas. It was, you know, I had some girls. You know, I was thinking, and after Rose, after kicking things off with Rose, thinking, you know, is there who really sticks out in my mind? And Carolyn from Indiana, she's still in my mind and thoughts, you know. And we've had a rocky kind of relationship, you know, very rocky, and we really never got much time together in dating and so forth. But you know, she's so short. You know, after we get together and get away from her parents, and she gets a chance, things will be okay. I'm sure, you know. And I called Carolyn up, wrote her a letter or something of that nature. Anyway, and we were engaged again, and a wedding was planned. And I went up to Fort Wayne. I was doing very well in Texas. I had planned about taking a month off from work, and I went up to Fort Wayne, spent a week and a half or so, and we got married. Then the very next day, you know, one reason why also that I married Carol was looking for me. And when I had dated Carolyn, she said, "Oh, you know, I love that about you. You know, I love the idea of being so forth. You know." So I go like, you know, none of these other girls are vegetarians. And Carolyn really likes the idea of being vegetarian, and she really is good. So I thought I had one thing, you know, one plus relationship. So anyway, now the next day, the very day after, we married, and we're driving back. You know, we stay at a motel 2 nights, and then we stay at a brother's apartment for a few days. Then we make our trip back to Texas. But the very next day after the wedding, she lets me know that she has no interest in vegetarian. I'm store buy a bunch of fruit and so forth like that. She lets me know the very next day she has no interest. Vegetarian, that had not have anything to do, not for her. I think that goes a little bit. Yeah. So Tim Spark and his great come and meet us up in New Braunfels, Seguin area, and we stay up there for a couple of days. And then we make our way back down to Corpus Christi. And Carolyn has in her foot. She has some kind of problem. She's not walking well, walking funny, and so really start to take note of this. I had taken note of it before, but I'm really just note this. We have Carolyn goes to the doctor for an X-ray of her foot. She has a broken bone in foot from like about the 3rd grade or so. This bone has been broken, and the way they've been dealing with it all year, I understood, is that whenever her foot swells, she would just sit down and relax and stay kind of dormant or whatever until her foot stops swelling. Now her dad worked at a factory job, steel mill. Not dad, but her dad had worked there. Was a regular employee of the union and the steel mill. So surely they had the insurance to take care of this, but they never did. So she's just been walking around this broken bone in her foot all these years. Finally, we get an X-ray done and have it. There are some really strange things. Just to Carolyn, and Carolyn is very weird. Okay, maybe I can just say that right now. The PACED evaluation situation where there was no more work in Corpus Christi. No more work. So, hi. I don't have a quarter on me. I don't have a quarter on me. See, so the PACED evaluation really created a problem. Now, a job where mall. No, that was before. I had met this guy from working on the mall before I got married, and he had a lot of work down in McAllen, Texas. He's working on a big condominium project down there. So I think he said, "Hey, I need some help on the condominium project." And so I said, "Okay, well, nothing going on here." So I'm in Texas, and I'm working on the condominium project, and we moved my piano down there, and we're in McAllen, Texas. Carolyn loves it down there in McAllen. She loves it. That much for it, but she loves it. She loves the people down there. People are very warm, friendly, very good. We have an apartment down there, and Carolyn seemed to be picking up some worldly trends, and I thought it was from the socializing with the apartment manager, and it was really kind of irritating to me. I was not to socialize with the Okay, I asked her not to socialize with the apartment manager and so forth, and don't let any apartment. To be honest, Carol listened to me. Just out of respect and mutual consideration for your mate, you shouldn't have done that. She shouldn't have kept on a relationship. We're Jehovah's Witnesses, okay? Our intimate relationships or our close friends, we try to have with Jehovah's Witnesses to build up our spirituality and knowledge of scriptures. It wouldn't have been so bad if I felt like Carolyn was being more influential, but seemed like she was being much more influential on Carolyn. So I really didn't want that. And I know for a fact that didn't listen to me. And this got married, I find, which looks like it's being hidden to Carolyn from an ex-boyfriend. not good. All right. Okay, I'm going to end it there. My camera seems to be acting, so I'm going to check and see when I have it on here. So I'm going to stop.